If you put a Lego satellite dish on the top of a minifig head, it looks like a rice farmer hat. If you have a sink faucet, you can use it as a gun for a minifig. Or if you have a Lego coffin, you can remove the top lid, flip it upside down, and now it turns into a boat that actually floats on water. If you have a rollerblade, it looks like a miniature car. This is a Lego cape, and it can be used as a blanket or one of those cloth pieces the barber puts over you when you're trying to get a fresh looking cut. You can use a long plate as a surfboard, or if you have a shield, it can be turned into a tray that people use at expensive restaurants to serve food. If you have a small glass window, you can lay it sideways and it turns into a modern looking table to put in a living room. And finally, if you take a long bar piece, you can use it as a walking stick for a very old man, or you can use it as a weapon like a bow staff. I just filmed all that on a toilet, by the way. Okay, those were the first 10 Lego builds, but now let's progress to Lego builds you can make from 1 to 10 pieces. If you take 2 small Lego bricks, they fit perfectly over the hands on a minifig, and you can use them as boxing gloves. With 3 Lego pieces, I built a tiny Lego tent using 2 large plates, so now we can give this homeless man a new place to live. With 4 pieces, I built a Lego pickaxe, and I built this guitar using 5 pieces. With 6 pieces, I built a small Lego aquarium using a car windshield. With 7 pieces, I built a Lego seesaw for 2 minifigs, and it can also be used as a catapult. I built this Lego basketball hoop using 8 pieces, and for the basket, I used a round plate with a hole in the middle. With 9 pieces, I built this tiny gymnastics bar, but the bar actually can rotate and allow this minifig to spin. And with 10 pieces, I built this realistic Lego toilet where I used a flag as a lid. Okay, let's flush it. What the skibbity? Okay, now we've entered our double-digit Lego build. So now let's look at builds made from 10 to 100 pieces. With 20 pieces, I built a custom Lego backpack. With 30 pieces, I built a Lego trampoline using this net piece. Let's see if it works. With 40 pieces, I built a tiny Lego igloo, and inside is a tiny bed and a stove to cook food. With 50 pieces, I built a tiny Lego version of our planet. Wait, what happens if I do this? With 60 pieces, I built this working Lego treadmill using tire conveyor belt links. With 70 pieces, I built a Lego kangaroo, but the best part is I built a play feature to go with it, and basically when you push down on this tab, the kangaroo actually starts jumping. With 80 pieces, I built a Lego vending machine. All you have to do is insert a piece of Lego money, and a drink will magically pop out. If you look inside, I built a small piece in the back that slides when the money is pushed against it, and it drops the drink. With 90 pieces, I built this tiny Lego shredder using gears. So let's see if it works on a picture of Lord Business, my biggest op. Okay, it works. And with 100 Lego pieces, I built a tiny Lego ocean with lots of fish, but behind this build is a special hidden feature because if you rotate this gear, a dolphin will magically jump out of the water. But to do this, I put the dolphins on this long rod in the back which can spin. And just like that, we've entered our 3-digit Lego build. So now let's look at builds made from 100 to 1,000 pieces. Starting with this one made from 200 pieces. It's a tiny forest with 2 trees, but connecting the trees together is this giant zip line. This Lego build is made from 400 pieces, and it's a gun that shoots money. Yeah. To build this, I used a motor inside, and there's a large spot to put the money. With 500 pieces, I built this Lego truck. But that's not it, because to go with the truck, I built this camper that can attach to it. Inside is a tiny kitchen, a living room with a TV, and a bathroom. But the best part is that if you pull this tab on the outside, the camper can actually expand to allow more room. Okay, that was a 500-piece Lego build, but now let's double it and build something with 1,000 pieces. But this time, I chose to build a Lego zoo full of animals. Before entering the park, there's 2 booths to buy tickets. When you get inside the park, there's 5 different exhibits. This first exhibit is for animals from Africa, like a lion or this gorilla. This next exhibit is for Arctic and Antarctic animals, like penguins, and I added this polar bear, which is eating a fish. This exhibit is for tiny animals like spiders, scorpions, snakes, and frogs. This next exhibit is an aquarium for all sorts of different sea creatures. And for the final exhibit, it's in the middle of the park, and it's a bird exhibit, and I added every Lego bird I had. But even after building this 1,000-piece Lego creation, that's not even 1% the way to the 1 million-piece Lego build. So from this point forward, we'll be looking at Lego builds so big that I neither have the time, money, or pieces to make them myself. So I quickly copped a flight across the country to visit the world's biggest Lego convention, and it only happens once a year. Here, you'll find thousands of custom Lego creations made by thousands of people. But I'm here for one simple challenge, and it's to find the biggest one I can. The first Lego build I found is this roller coaster. coaster made from 5,000 Lego pieces. It works just like a real roller coaster. There's a giant drop and parts of the track even go upside down. I also found this very detailed Lego graffiti made from 12,000 Lego pieces, and it uses almost every Lego piece possible, including a guitar and an actual Lego baby. I also found this Lego minion, and this one's made from 15,000 pieces. Yo, rate my minion language. This is a Lego ocean, but if you push this button with your foot, it literally lights up, revealing a giant coral reef with plants and fish. And this build is made from 20,000 pieces. I found this giant Lego Star Wars battle with hundreds of people fighting each other, different weapons and vehicles, and this one is made from 25,000 Lego pieces. I also found this Asian-themed Lego city made from 50,000 Lego pieces. The city is floating on water and is made from several houses and shops connected by bridges. It has hundreds of people living in it, and there's boats around the city that people use to get around. But this next Lego build I found is double the size, and it's a futuristic space base made from 100,000 Lego bricks. And the best part about this base is that it can actually be opened up to reveal the inside, which has several levels and different rooms like bedrooms or this gym. This build is a Lego Disneyland. It was designed to look just like the real park. It has almost every ride. There's hundreds of minifigs, a giant castle, and it takes 10 tables just to display it. This one is made from 150,000 Lego pieces. And for the biggest Lego creation I could find, it was this giant medieval world made from 400,000 Lego bricks. Around this world, you'll find villages full of houses and farms. There's an archery competition, an entire town full of people, but the biggest part of this build is a giant castle with an army of people protecting it. But even though this was the biggest Lego build I could find, we're not even halfway to the 1 million piece Lego build. So I quickly grabbed all my remaining Robux and flew across the country once again for one final place to visit, Legoland. An actual land made from thousands of Lego creations, and I'm here to find the biggest one I can. The first thing I found was this giant spider perched on a rock made from 40,000 Lego bricks. This Lego build is a Fortnite loot llama made from 125,000 Lego bricks. I think we should break it and see if there's a shield potion inside. I found an entire Lego aquarium with real fish. I found Nemo. And around the aquarium underneath the water are actual Lego builds like these scuba divers. But the biggest build is this submarine made from 150,000 Lego bricks. This thing could probably fit a human inside of it. This Lego build is made from 200,000 Lego pieces. It's a giant mountain, and on the very top is a temple. There's definitely a very old wise man who lives in here. This is a giant red dragon made from 300,000 Lego bricks, and this is a Lego Ferrari made from 385,000 Lego bricks. Basically everything on the car is made from real Lego. It even has lights that can turn on, and it's so massive that it's the same size as a real Ferrari. But even this wasn't close to the 1 million piece Lego build. So after exploring Legoland for one more hour, I found the biggest Lego creation in this entire park, which was this massive Lego city made from 2 million Lego bricks. Around the city are thousands of people, hundreds of cars, skyscrapers like this one, which just by itself is made from 250,000 Lego bricks, and there's even dinosaurs which are attacking the city. Let's freaking go! We finally found a 1 million piece Lego build, so now I can finally go home and upload this video. Comment your favorite Lego build. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.